them say, there's no telling where the guys will take you. Get ready for a spoiler. Won't say it twice, cause we already warned you. Better watch out, it's gonna ruin the plot. Real spoilers. Real spoilers. Real spoilers.
Broadcasting from the lush but not lavish studios located in the basement of the O'Keefe Institute for Advanced Film Snarkitude, this is Real Spoilers, episode 903, Evil Ed Burns. What did Ed Burns ever do to these people?
I think you watched the wrong movie.
I wish I watched the wrong movie.
Oh,
Interesting.
I was about 30 minutes into this movie, and I was like, I think I'm going to text Kevin to see if we can switch to Minions.
oh my God. Could you imagine?
I was just like,
Oh my gosh.
I haven't been this close to walking out of a movie in a long
What?
time. I hated this
Oh,
movie.
well, that's our
Hated it.
show for
I
today.
hated it.
All right.
This movie
I
is...
have questions, but let's wait
Yeah.
until we...
So let's go around the table and everyone can introduce themselves.
It's me, Matt.
This is Joe. Oh, Joe's not here for an Evil Dead movie?
I
How
know.
strange. This is Kevin.
This is how rumors get started. And this is Tom. Before we dig in, shameless plugs. Don't forget we're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, wherever you find a podcast. You can find us while you are there. Be sure and follow us. You never miss an episode. Maybe leave us a review. You can also find us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Real Spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group. If you haven't found the group, it's because it's not called Real Spoilers. It's called the League of Show Sharers, because we are hoping you will share an episode. People who were kind enough to share an episode last week, not a lot of sheep fans out there.
Oh.
It's a short list. Ralph Tribble, that's it. No. Just Ralph Tribble. Jason McLean, Gabriel Lugo, Brendan McGuckin, Tom Dowdy, Chris Magic Man, Heather Sachs, Taylor Ward, Colby Mack, James Install, Geek to Me Radio, Batman, Rye Guy, The Kryptonian Orphan, Joe's Weird Beard, Ronnie Castle, Mike and Oscar, Ryan Terry, and In Session Film. So thank you so much, even extra, for sharing it on a light week. On a sheep week.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
It's not a theatrical film, right? Like
It was.
Right, but we're reviewing something that's hit Prime already.
Oh, yeah.
So
But it started on
yeah,
theaters,
but I mean, it was in theaters over a month ago, so maybe doesn't quite have the attention.
cachet.
Yeah, but I will tell you, if you have Prime, and pretty much who doesn't, but most people do, it is such a good movie. If you like mysteries, if you like murder mystery type movies, do not be like, what the hell is this sheep thing about? Like, it's so clever the way that they tell the story and try to solve it through the sheep. It's one of the best. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a live action kids film. Yeah,
that was that good.
Yeah,
it's been
seriously,
decade or more.
It's one of my favorite movies of the year, easily.
Yeah.
Like, not just kids movies, but it is so good.
Yeah. So anyway, also don't forget, if you would like to support the show with more than your ears, we would love for you to do so. You can do that at patreon.com/Real Spoilers. $5 a month. You get all sorts of bonus content, and we like you extra.
Big up coming up soon,
where we will be recording our MacGruber. We meant to record it last week, and then Joe switched times, and I couldn't make it. So
that's correct.
And this is all Joe's
I was ready
fault.
to go.
You better not be sick from MacGruber.
I have rewatched MacGruber. It's probably my 7th or 8th time, but I still was like, oh, it's been a couple years. Let me get it top of mind. So,
he can miss Evil Dead,
and
but
it
he better
still
not.
makes me laugh, even though I know what's going to happen.
I was going to say no
Don't
spoilers,
spoil it.
but I guess that's the whole show.
Well, and
Spoilers,
also, like,
so.
I am very much on the record of being a proponent of the film MacGruber.
He's a group head.
Yeah. So
I don't want to know someone who ain't.
Yeah, I've been singing the praises of MacGruber since day one. So
He's a real group goob.
I honestly thought it would resurrect SNL in the theaters because it was so good, and it just came and went.
Yeah, I don't get why. I mean, they have a breeding ground for movie stars, and they've made so many over the years. I don't get why they don't still make them.
I think because they stopped making money. I don't think there's been like a profitable one since like probably Wayne's World 2.
Lorne Michaels still produces films with SNL actors.
Yeah,
it's just not target lady.
Interesting. Okay.
And he does a lot of TV. There's a lot of TV stuff that he
does a lot of TV.
Yeah. So and then
for example.
Finally, don't forget you can watch all of these on YouTube, unless you're watching them on YouTube, in which case you already know that, and you can ignore.
You can listen to these on podcast. We have a podcast.
We have an audio version of this.
If you're watching this on YouTube and you're forgetting that you can watch it on YouTube, you have bigger problems.
And
get help.
The audio version could be a real selling point if you're watching these on YouTube, because then you don't got to look at us.
Right.
That's true.
So
and if you subscribe, well, actually, I think they might have changed it. Used to be you had to have YouTube Premium to listen while your phone was locked.
yeah,
I think that you might be able to do that.
gotcha.
No matter what now. But if
do you
not,
still
YouTube Premium's
can
great.
you click a subscribe button, or do you still have to smash it? Is it smashing only on the subscribe buttons?
You can click the subscribe. You got to smash that bell to get updates.
Yeah.
There we go. Smash the bell. We don't really have any updates other than here's a new episode.
we don't use it as a
just imagine
social
Yeah.
feed.
that bell was smashed.
Oh my gosh.
That would be a life-changing event for you.
Incredible.
Once a week, you'd sit around waiting for that bell to go off.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Oh, how exciting.
It's late and you're just sweating. You're
These
just
are-
like, where's the bell?
These are what a crazy, sexy time to be alive.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, there's all that. Let me get yelled at for not liking this movie for the next 60
Joe's
minutes.
not even
Go.
here. No one's gonna yell at you.
Joe, we weren't even going to cover this movie, and Joe convinced us to see the Evil Dead movie. We were going to cover that Seth Rogen, Olivia
Invite,
Wilde movie,
which I heard is great.
Oh,
which I
wanna
heard is
see that.
great too. And Joe was really pushing for Evil Dead, and I'm like, okay.
Hey, the RS gang. I'll come do an episode with any of them.
Yeah.
So excited to be on an Evil Dead with Joe, because I just wanted to hear him get into the continuity and the well, in that one they could do this. So what does it mean that they couldn't in this? And hear everybody go,
The wallpaper
well,
pattern was also seen in a deleted scene in Army of Darkness.
so I think that this ties in, and then we would all go, I mean, I don't know if
You had your whole script
I
planned
guess.
out.
That's my favorite thing about Joe. And where the hell is
May
he?
as well be Clint Eastwood talking to an empty chair.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Obama's here?
Yeah.
What a get. What a
Joe's
get.
not, but
So yeah, Obama chime in with whatever. I liked it.
I did too. I went with three friends and friend of the show.
Thanks for the invite.
Well, we didn't go to our usual
Well, he said
stomping
friends.
grounds. Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah.
So no, I went with friend of the show, Brad Hyan, who of course has a rule named after him.
Yes.
And Mr. Jarpo, frequent sub-sharer and Patreon supporter.
Yeah.
They hated it, and I just
They are correct.
So wait.
They made the right call.
What did you think of Evil Dead Rise?
Yeah, what do you think of the new
so
ones? I was
these
gonna
movies
ask?
aren't for me, in fairness. I don't even really like the original Evil Dead movies. Like I was just, and I thought Army of Darkness was really stupid.
Oh God,
So,
Army of
like,
Darkness is the
no,
best.
I know. I've
No,
heard it
I-
a million times. I know I'm the outlier on that,
love
but
Army of
I think it's dumb. And so Evil Dead.
Do you like Gremlins? I mean, it's kind of like a Looney Tunes cartoon in the way that Gremlins.
Yeah, I like
2
Gremlins.
especially.
I like
mean,
Gremlins too.
Okay.
And so Evil Dead, was there like a PG Evil Dead or PG-13 Evil Dead that they did a while
TV
back?
show.
When
It
but-
was
show
actually a
was
pretty good TV show.
So
R-rated.
I
No,
remember.
but
So we did Evil Dead Rise. They're in an apartment.
That's the
whole
last
time, right?
one. Really?
And I like that. I mean, it's still not my jam, but I was
Right.
like, this is well done. I enjoy what they're doing. This one, I didn't like it.
This movie is a Resident Evil movie. Did you pick?
yeah.
I mean,
it's
it feels
7, right? Or
right.
Resident Evil
It
7.
feels so. It's
Very
funny
much.
because Brad chimed into the group about he's going off about he didn't like the movie, and he's like, I'm getting so many vibes for Resident Evil 7, and I'm like, yes. When I was watching it, it feels like 7 and 8. So 7 and 8 takes Resident Evil from the third person to first person, and it's like a survival horror. Like it's always survival horror, but you're sneaking around first person, and there's a creepy family.
Yeah.
And so
in a
there's-
dilapidated
in an
house.
old rundown house, and so it's hard not to if you've played those games. It feels very much like, hey, you've got the same setting with the family that's really creepy. They start off pretty creepy. This family, you see how they kind of descend into that. But anyway,
they were lovely at first.
right? Oh yeah, the man and his dog, just super friendly. Yeah. But there's so many vibes. Like it felt like he was making a Resident Evil movie more than an Evil Dead movie, from at least the tone of the others. I think.
Kind of felt like a Mummy movie to me too.
Oh, like the new Mummy? Yeah, I can see that.
A lot
I can,
like that.
I can see that. Well, in the new Mummy movie, it's like the creepy little girl comes home and there's all this stuff going on in the house, gross stuff with the floor and you know what I mean, the walls. And so like I can kind of see that too. But anyway, it felt more like a Resident Evil movie. But with that being said, I thought it was good too.
My whole thing with Evil Dead is that I can't understand the way other people, not you,
right,
but like Evil Dead fans all love Army of Darkness, but then they talk about these new ones like
they're not Evil Dead, but yet Army of Darkness was such a departure from the...
and that's their favorite one, but then they're like, this one wasn't brutal enough. And I'm like, but you like Army of Darkness. I will, look, I'll just say it. I don't really like Army of Darkness. It's...
See, this is why we have you on the show.
It's a castle movie. It's a medieval...
It's so fun. It is just so fun. I love the first 2 Evil Dead movies, and so I'm an Evil Dead fan. I like actually all the remakes. I think they've all been good.
I do too.
Right? They're all solid. But man, Army of Darkness, like a couple years ago for my birthday, Ryan bought me the full movie poster, you know, like the full-size movie poster one sheet.
I got a movie poster.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's so fun just because I love that character and I love Bruce Campbell in general, and he gets to ham it up, and it's really the Bruce Campbell show, and I just think it's so much fun. I think
to me it feels like Army of Dark, the way people like Evil Dead and the way Rise is in 2013.
Rise, I think, is the best of the reboots. I think Rise is so fun.
I feel like I should be the guy going, like everyone should be going, except Army of Darkness, that one sucks. And I feel like I should be the one going, I mean, it's fun. Like, we don't gotta, but it's all flippy flopped. And in the discourse over this new one, I feel like I don't understand. I feel like it's a lot like Rise. I mean, it's a different thing, but it just doesn't seem that
this is the problem
different to me.
Rise was gross and bloody, but it was fun, and I think it's the best of the reboots. This movie's not fun.
It's not fun,
and
at all.
That was Mr. Jarbo's, Jason's main complaint. Is he goes, what I just sit through, it wasn't fun.
This movie felt like mean to me. I didn't
the dog stuff I thought
that's where I almost bailed. I was just like,
it is mean. And
when that, hang on. Sorry. When they stabbed that dog, I was so close to like this movie.
First of all, I can't believe they did that. I get what they were trying to do. So there is a Deadite dog in the movie, so they wanted to get to the point. But he literally could have like bled on his dog food and had him eat it. And become
especially when you see
how the other people get it. I'm just so like I know what they were trying to get to, but doing it that way was so mean, especially because
unnecessary. I'm not even necessarily opposed to a movie where a dog dies. It can serve the story in a way, even if it's uncomfortable to watch. It can serve the story where you're like, okay, we're establishing that this person's extra bad. Like, we know that he's bad,
but this guy's a Deadite. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the hero did it. It's a
or like a guy that you're not sure about, and you find out that they killed the dog, right? You know, like so it was just like, and it just lingered on it.
But
and
the way they did not have to show it, and they didn't have to show him being so mean to the dog before. I agree. All the dog stuff grossed me out, and I just thought it's unnecessary. Again, make it off screen or make it hear like you hear like yelp, and it's still bad. But like, it was very mean spirited the way they did it, and everybody knows that people don't like violence against animals, and to lean into it like that, I would say that's my least favorite. I think unnecessary part of the movie.
When my kids, when they were little, and I think a lot of kids do this.
They usually start that
dogs? way. You would get them French fries, and they're not really eating French fries, right? The French fries are just a ketchup delivery system, and this movie has nothing to offer except the gore. It's just there's no story, there's no character development. It's just a gore delivery system, and and it's surprisingly gory for as mainstream of a Hollywood film as it is. And so like if that's your jam, you're gonna leave and be happy with it, because you do see lots of really gross kills. It's not like there's 3 that you're spending your whole time waiting for the next one. I mean, there's a lot of it, and it's well done. But beyond that, like I was just like, this movie's trash. I hated every minute of it.
the reboots are all really bloody, and they've leaned into that. And I especially think Terrifier has just messed everything up.
Yeah.
Not every movie can be Terrifier. They
Please don't.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that like the gross out kills. Oh, that's crazy. Because like horror movies in the '80s, and if Joe was kind enough to show up, he would tell you like they used to have those crazy gory kills and outdo each other, and that was like that was the thing. And so I know Terrifier kind of modernizes that and with special effects, and what they can do with CG now and make it look so real. Like I know it takes it to the next level, but I feel like now horror movies, not all of them, but like this one in particular, it's like you've got to up the ante on the gore. And so I feel like they're all trying to keep pushing it. It's like to be a horror movie that even has gore, it doesn't have to be Terrifier levels, I don't think.
My problem with Terrifier is that it's always him just taking some poor lady and doing horrible stuff to her for extended periods of time. I would say most of the violence in this happened to Deadites, which made it a little more like
but you're still
palatable. I mean, it is a woman getting her head smashed in,
and I
for a
feel
long time.
like the grossest, most gory kills in the movie are all directed at women.
Yeah. You're right, but I mean, the women turn into Deadites a lot.
In the original Evil Dead, the women go to the cabin and they get.
Which also, I mean, it's what though? That's the thing. You're right. But people will do that thing where like, but in the original, it's like, well, so what?
Yeah.
No. But it's that's just always.
I will also
been
say, like, the original is what the first one came out in 89. Like, it's really, I mean, like, it's a very different time.
86 or 87 or something?
But a thing I like about the original is just how gritty. That of the original three, that is my favorite one. And
81,
there is something about,
what
like...
was it?
81.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize it was even that old,
Now, the original I wouldn't say is super, like, mean like this one.
Yeah.
But I do think that, having, like, hyper... violence that all looks really good.
The effects are really good
until
in the movie.
the end.
Okay. Well, we'll get there, but I was on board. Like, I was like, this movie's really good. Didn't like the dog thing. But then you get to the end, and it reminded me of like a third act superhero movie with the sky opening. It's like, what the? This whole movie was this practical, gritty, dark thing.
Yeah.
And then we went to like CG fest, practical or special effects. I'm like, I don't know. Did not like the ending.
Something about like, gosh, watching that lady get her head smashed in with the dishwasher.
Yeah.
That is so prolonged, and you see it so on camera.
Right.
Kind of reminds me of the grittiness of the original movie. Like, that's how you would do that now. Give you that sort of same feeling of, I mean, in the original, they got like the arms through the floor, severed arm, but it's like obviously through the floor flopping around, and like that's what it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
cool.
it's.
Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble in the comments for it. I don't know.
Well, I think this movie is equal opportunity gross, but the problem is there's more female characters than men in the movie, and so when you see the prolonged stuff and it happens more because there's more characters, you just do start to feel kind of like, it's just.
I certainly would not write off the idea that this movie is a little uncomfortably mean to women, but I also didn't get the impression that was like an intentional. Terrifier, I have gotten to the point where I'm like, this guy writing and directing these movies, I don't know if I like this guy. Like, he seems to be wanting to, this is what he wants to make in movies. This one I don't know. Maybe I'll see this guy's next movie. And
is that Damien Leone?
Yeah.
Is
I could be totally wrong. He could just be wanting to do special effects.
Yeah. No, it's Sebastian.
No,
you're talking about Terrifier. Sorry,
but you just see it enough, you start to be like, geez, dude.
But with this one, so the plot of the movie is that you've got a husband and wife that own this restaurant, and then you have the husband's brother and his girlfriend, right? Yeah, and girlfriend. Yes. They're not married, right? So they're all at this club, and he's a jerk, clearly has some anger issues and is abusive, right? And so I think what the movie was trying to do was like have her stand up and overcome what she's gone through. Like, because I do think there's character development. I don't think it's fair to say there's no character development, but the main character of this film was the one married to this guy that they own the restaurant, and you see them get into a big argument, and he drives drives off from the club, and he's been drinking, but like he's not
faced,
right, so
but he's definitely been drinking.
But
He's
so when he gets in a
fine.
crash, of course, people can blame it on the fact that he had been drinking. But essentially, what happens is he hits. Is it the woman from the last movie?
It's
Is that the
woman
Rise?
from the beginning of Rise?
The one from the beginning of Rise.
That then leads to the end. The
Yeah,
stuff in Rise, like you see a prequel section, right?
yeah,
And then it ends up at that cabin,
yeah.
and that is, I think, the woman
Okay.
at the beginning of this. And
So-
I like the intro. I thought the intro
Intro's
was really
kind of
good.
cool. Two guys fishing, and all of a sudden, one of the guy walks away to take a phone call, and then the fishing reel starts like one gets completely pulled in, and the one that he's holding is like he's struggling with it. And what does he fish out a head or something?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and it's really creepy, and it's raining, and pulls him in, and blood and gore everywhere. It's a good intro for sure.
Watching her step on that hand and the
Ooh,
skin.
yeah. Ooh. Because so like essentially what happens is the Deadite evil causes the pond to boil.
Yeah.
And so the buddy that was on the phone comes back and he sees his friend struggling. He goes out there on the boat, and then it pulls him in or flips the boat over, and then you see all these fish come up and the water's boiling, and so he is completely burnt. And when he gets to shore or washed up or whatever,
She made soup.
yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And like you see his skin is all like hanging off, and then the Deadite comes out of the water and steps on it, and the skin gets pulled off the hand. It's gnarly. But anyway, it's a good intro. But so anyway, the brother, the older brother, owner of this restaurant, he gets into a car accident. You see he hits that Deadite who's walking down the middle of the road, and then the evil starts to take over. It straps him to the seat with the seatbelt, and
I
car's
feel
on
like,
fire.
because I had forgotten how Evil Dead Rise ends, and I feel like this is kind of a dick move, the way they made this movie, because with it ending in a cabin, I'm like, oh, the next movie
Right.
we're going back
To
to
the cabin,
it's going to
yeah.
be in a
Yeah.
cabin. Oh, okay. And then they immediately like, no, we're not going to do that. And so
It's also kind of reductive, though. I mean, the first two movies take place in the cabin, and I do feel like, and doesn't the show, do they go to the cabin,
They
right? And
eventually go back
they,
there.
right?
Yeah.
And so, like, I do feel like you can't always have Evil Dead take place in the cabin. They've used that, like, it's fun. They've done it so many times that if you keep setting the movie, and the remake takes place in a cabin.
Right.
First two movies, the remake, the show, you're talking about more than half the property is
Yeah.
taking
Well,
place
and
in the
then
cabin.
it's
How
a bit-
many secluded?
This
I don't
one's
know how
a-
many Friday the 13th take place at a summer camp.
Most of them.
Most of them, okay. but so I do appreciate that they weren't, even as much as we like it. But I think then I'd
But
be
then
like,
don't
nostalgia button.
But then don't set it up.
yeah,
Right. And then
Yeah.
it does take place in a big old house.
Right, it's still a bottle episode, right? Like and that's okay. Like that's kind of the hook, right? It's like that
Yeah.
it's like the last one was in an apartment,
yeah.
which and then this one's in a dilapidated house.
Yeah.
I think
You
they
know.
did it so they'd have more.
I was kind of
fun
on the parents' side when they were like, "What the hell have you done to this house? We gave you this house, and it looks like."
I assumed it okay, where is he in the beginning? The very, very beginning, he's at a computer and he's researching his grandpa's stuff, and his pen rolls under the desk, and then he pulls off a board, and that's where he finds the dagger that wakes up the Deadite, which I guess is the different thing about this movie, right?
Was he upstairs in the attic researching?
That's what I
That's
thought.
what I presumed, with his laptop or something.
So, did the house
Have Wi-Fi?
dilapidate
Starlink, actually.
quicker than it should have?
Oh, because of the evil.
Did the evil make it? Because when he's in the beginning, it's like this nice, beautiful.
Yeah. But like he also, and this is where I go back to, this is not a good movie, because like it's not like he walks in the house and is like, what has happened to this place?
Right.
I've been working very diligently to keep it up.
Well, no. So at the beginning of the movie, when they do their little exposition dump about the book and the evil and all this stuff, or you see it in the montage, whatever, it says that when the knife was uncovered, it summons the Deadites
Yes.
back to get it. So I do think that the evil took over and made things.
But, you're
But he
saying
had
that
no reaction
He
to
should have
it.
gone, whoa.
what has happened to my, if I walked
Yeah.
into my house tomorrow and it was, looked like I hadn't set foot in it in 30
right.
years, I'd be like, what has happened to my home?
That's
Yeah, but
true.
Check this out. Well, Tom, the evil was already affecting him.
That's what I kind of thought, though, was that if the evil is after him and the family and
Kevin's
whatever.
like, okay, now what if though you were in a bad movie? Oh,
yeah. Well, no, see,
I might react differently, or not at all.
So, but I do think that there was something going on with, because they said that bringing the weapon out, the only thing that can destroy these Deadites, summons them to come get it.
They can't see through like packing tape in a sweater.
What was that? Remind me.
Well, it's hidden in a.
Oh, is that whatever he's bundled up?
Just wrapped up.
The thing I can't stand, and all these movies do it, is you see them reading the book, and like you see the page, and it's just like words and pictures written, edge to edge in every conceivable direction, completely nonsensical, like clearly from the mind of a madman. And then they cut to the person looking the book, and they're like, on the fourth day it will. They're just reading it like they know what like they can figure out how to read the words in this book.
I can't. I don't think I've ever picked up something and looked at it and went, Conda. Like, why are they saying it out loud at all? Which I guess they don't do that in this one, right?
I did.
No, there's a part where she.
Yeah.
Well, she does, right? But that's to set up like a joke.
Okay, but you know what? You have. I got to give him credit for this one. When that was happening, I go, this is ridiculous. I go, first of all, you start reading the book, and then you see the evil, the classic first person POV of the evil coming towards the house as they're reading it. And I go, wait a minute. So are you telling me you've got to read 4 words to unleash the evil, and it already starts moving after the first word? I go, what happens if you just don't say the 4th word? It goes, oh, shucks, and turns around. And then in this movie, she doesn't say the 4th word. I'm like, okay, that was exactly what I was thinking. Like, I thought at first it was going to be dumb, but the fact that they were even kind of poking fun of not reading the 4th word.
I think the problem in this movie, though, is that the evil was already there, and
what was it doing going towards the house?
We almost had double evil in this one.
I know that part I don't get, because you're right. Like, it already summoned them. What was the evil?
The brother was already
possessed,
resurrected, and
so
I don't know what he was doing.
What was the one
he's
coming
hanging out?
Yeah, what was the one coming towards her when there was already evil? Unless we missed the mythology of it was double evil, right?
And that's the next one. Actually, it's Evil Dead Wrath, and they've already started filming.
Yeah, they started
Have
filming.
they really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it comes out in April of next year.
So the point is that these people are related to a researcher that worked with the guy from the original Evil Dead movies. So the original recording,
maybe, right? If the original Evil Deads are part of this continuity.
But
and that's where I needed Joe.
Yeah, but that's my understanding from looking it up, was that the guy, the grandpa of this movie, of this family, was in the cult that they call it, the organization with the original researcher from the movies.
Is it a cult if it's real?
Yeah,
like you could be a cult about like we love Twinkies, I guess.
Yeah,
like it's still okay.
Yeah. So, cults get a bad rap.
Yeah.
Can there be a good cult, or is by definition a cult? Like you could have a club about Twinkies, but if it gets to where you all have to have sex with the leader, now it's a cult.
Are you starting a cult?
I'm trying to start a club,
really
but
likes
I keep
Twinkies.
asking everyone to have sex with me.
See, what you need is a club, not a cult.
Or just have a sex party. Just go straight to the sex
I like
party.
A theme.
Yeah. Well, there are lots of themed sex parties.
No, Matt is very artistic. He needs a lot of meaning.
Yeah.
And we all need like titles.
And if your cult gets big enough, if you get enough people in your cult, then it just becomes a religion. I don't think there's maybe people who are religious will get mad at me, but I think I've run them off by now. But like, I don't know that there's a way for a religion to not go through a phase where it's a cult.
A cult phase.
Yeah.
And it's just the growing.
It's just a cult
starting
phase.
A religion.
It's going through a cult phase.
But then if it gets over the hump and then it gets big enough and enough people are in it, well, then people are like, well, it can't be weird. Look how many people are in this. Right?
Yeah, it's not a cult. It's religion. Okay, so anyway, this family is related to one of the guys that basically was researching the Book of the Dead and stopped the evil with this weapon. This cult, the Circle of whatever it was, the Circle of the Men or whatever.
Circle of the Men.
That's
my sex cult.
I was gonna say Circle of Wizards, but I had to stop myself from. That's a deep cut reference.
Plugging our podcast.
Yeah, our podcast. So that is why once the weapon was uncovered by the younger brother, it summoned the evil back, and they are all trying to get the weapon and destroy it because it is the only thing that instantly kills this evil.
Except they seem pretty easy to kill.
But they don't stay dead.
Never?
They don't
I don't know
seem
how
to.
the girl without the head didn't get up and start walking. Like, that seems like a missed opportunity. I know they used it for a gross out, but I was like, these things aren't supposed to just die even if they don't have a head.
I mean, look, I know what you're saying. And this is where I need Joe to come up with a bunch of rules that make it all work. When I think
couldn't figure out the rules, because Crystal and I were both like, "What are the rules in this?"
there's no rules.
Yeah.
Like the dad seems to not be able to come inside. He's like a vampire.
Yeah, let me in. That's okay. When she opens up the window for him or whatever, and I know that was a weird, gross scene, but I'm just like, he can't just break in through the
right.
You have to be let in through the window. Yeah, that part I do.
That's
not
the rules for
understand.
him.
Yeah, each one has their own rules. You were mean to a dog. Stay outside. You're in the doghouse.
Okay.
So anyway, that is why the evil is after them, and so the evil takes the brother.
Which is a new thing, right? Like Evil Dead, the Deadites have never had a thing they're trying to do.
You say the words,
and
you
they're
read
trying
from
to
the
just
book.
being crazy.
Right, and then they now want to kill you. So it kills the brother, sets his car on fire, does the big gruesome thing, and then they're at the funeral, and it's just a very awkward thing. You can tell the family does not like his wife. The
If
brother.
you had any doubt about whether or not this guy was an abusive asshole, just look at how many people showed up to the funeral.
Right, that
He
good point.
owns a restaurant. Like
Yeah.
he's got
At
a
this point,
yeah.
I'm on the fence. I'm like, is this establishing what a dick he was,
Mm-hmm.
or is this just like it's a cheap movie and they didn't want to hire people to be in the scene?
No, I can't imagine that. I feel like it was for a reason. I took it as, I was like, whoa, no one's here for this. That seems crazy.
The construction going on outside.
Yeah.
I liked that. I thought that was. I don't like most of the humor in this movie. I thought the construction happening outside the funeral to show just how little anyone really cares was a very good, dark, morbid, humorous.
It was very awkward. It was a very awkward scene. But anyway, so they're at the funeral home and going through it, and the wife wore tennis shoes and then just doesn't even have anything prepared. So the family already doesn't like her. Now they really don't like her.
Look, I'm telling you right now, if I go to any of your funerals, which is statistically unlikely since I'm significantly older, I'm wearing tennis shoes. I just am.
Then you have to wear my mom's shoes.
Yeah. It must be
What
the same.
size is she? It's like a
Probably
pump.
the same size.
Well, same
It's
size.
probably the same
Must
size.
be the same size. Yeah.
Is it like a pump or?
I'll tell you what, you're going to be rubbing the back of your ankles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty quick.
She must have done a lot of walking.
She just walked into the funeral home with tennis shoes, and then she says, we must be the same size, and gives her shoes, but then at the funeral looks down and her ankle's already rubbed off. I don't understand. I mean, I get what you're
Kevin, the evil was already there.
Oh, the evil was in the
already
shoe.
affecting
The shoe was in the
things.
shoe.
The shoe is a Deadite.
Oh, not only the devil wears Prada, huh?
No, Are Deadites the devil?
The devil wears Hocus.
The Deadite wears Prada? The Deadites know the devil?
I don't know. I mean, it's all very culty, satanic, demony. I mean, it's got to be some. But Evil Dead doesn't do, which I like. I'm not a big fan of the religious horror. Evil Dead doesn't go into the God and angels and devil. It's just like, this is some evil stuff.
Evil Dead.
Demons, yes, but it's not a religious hell, whatever. So anyway, after the very awkward funeral, the casket has been brought back to be cremated. You got the employee listen to his headphones, whatever, and all of a sudden hear bang 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 on the door. You're like, what the hell? And then it's the dad. He's like, I want to say goodbye to my son. And he goes in there and he's about to say goodbye to his son. Touching moment, very heartfelt. And then all of a sudden you hear from inside the casket, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And so he's like, what? Oh my God, let me get you out of here.
This scene was so dumb. Like, not even that part, but where they're like wheeling the casket out in front of the family straight to the crematorium. I mean, like, come on. That's not how any of that works.
They would let you leave first.
Yeah,
and
like I've
say
buried
that
enough people to know that's not how
you've been
any
a
of this
funeral
works.
director for 25 years, so you have to think that most people don't.
I've seen every episode of 6 Feet Under.
Most people don't have that experience.
I think we've just seen the casket almost get dropped or whatever thing too much it's a little played out. We get it. Like construction, there's not a lot of, these aren't very competent people, but the whole like wheeling it out, no, I can't get it. No, it looks like it's about to fall over kind of thing. Like that's, no.
I thought I was okay with that.
It's just
Let me
been
ask
too
you
many.
this. Do they burn the whole casket?
No.
Okay, because they could use that again.
You can't.
See, I wasn't sure.
No, you legally can't
Yeah.
reuse a casket.
What? See, so I
Yeah.
wasn't sure. I thought maybe they do put the whole thing in there.
I don't think so because
What do you do with that casket?
Well, because you want your loved one's ashes. You don't want the casket's
Wood and
ashes.
stuff. I mean, I get that, but I guess I just figured, well, what do they do?
So they put him in naked?
Well, honestly, I don't think most people.
I gotta see it.
No, they do go in. I believe they do go in naked. But I don't think most people who get cremated are in a casket on display.
Okay.
They because my father was cremated. Thanks for making me talk about this, Kevin. No, I'm kidding. I don't care. I mean, I care, but like I'm not traumatized by it. And like, so there wasn't a casket and a body on display. They put up a picture, and there was still
he was half
a service.
cremated already.
Yeah, because when they started going to the crematorium, I was like, well, then why was there even a casket? Why was this guy in it?
Okay.
Like, you don't do that. Like, that's like, what's the like? Why would you buy a casket?
Okay,
Like,
here's what it is.
Yeah.
It's this family's weird, and they're like, we want a regular funeral for him, and he has to be in a casket. And the funeral home was like, that's not really how it's done. And they're like, we'll pay you. We have the money, and that got cut out. That's what happened.
Well, you should give you screenwriting credit.
And you have to remember that evil is already affecting everything. So the funeral home was just enveloped in evil and doing things wrong.
That's true, because look at the end of the movie and
Look at the movie.
The after credits, I should say. Did you
I
say
didn't
for
see
both
them.
after?
I didn't see it.
I didn't say for either of them.
I did, and the last one ties Rise to this movie.
And it
so.
doesn't make any sense.
So anyway, Will's in the casket. That's the older brother's Will. Alice is the wife, who's the main character of this movie, and then you've got his little brother Joseph and his girlfriend Thea.
I believe so.
Thea, yeah. Anyway, so Will's knocking on the casket, supposedly, and the dad's, oh, Will, I'm gonna get you out of there. And Will, what does he do? He just busts out and kills. You don't see it. This is off screen where dad gets all freaked out. He's in the corner, and you hear the casket open, and the funeral worker, I don't know, the guy, whatever you would call that position,
the cremator.
The cremator, there you go. He's like, oh my god, what's going on? You just hear the violence ensuing. Dad's all freaked out.
And that was interesting on a horror movie level of normally what happens is the first kill is the one, like that's the one that makes you go whoa, and they put a lot of money into that one because it's the first one you're gonna see, and then the rest of them are just like, ooh, knife stab that you don't
well, the first kill was the opening, which was really gruesome.
Oh, that's
you know
I guess
I mean?
that's
with
true.
the intro.
I guess you're right.
So this isn't
But
technically.
it was weird to show something off screen. Like
it was. I don't know why, other than the fact that, you know why? Because this is probably a CG Bernie guy. The design for
they
Will.
don't want to show the guy.
They don't want to show the guy. So anyway,
it looks like
yeah. Now the fact is, this happens.
Respect for the dead.
sorry.
Yeah.
It looks like crap.
But
No, I meant that's why they didn't show him.
Oh.
But so you see it, you hear it off camera, and the dad's clearly very freaked out by what he's seeing, and then it cuts to the dad in the car, like honk honk, we gotta go or whatever. First of all, I'm like, oh, so the dad just gets to leave after that? I'm like, this is weird, but clearly he's been infected with the evil, as we will see.
I have seen people online have problems with this. They're like, well, how did he get out? How did nobody else hear it? How'd they clean up the blood? And
Right.
that I am kind of for real, like, it's the evil is.
Yeah, but it is weird. It is. I did think it was abrupt the way they
I
cut
would
to
have
the
been
car.
fine with Will just leave, like not killing that guy,
right,
and just walking out. But where's Will go for the movie?
Well, he comes out of the house.
Right.
I mean, spoilers for the end,
And
but like when we do finally see Will at the end of the movie, he comes out of the house and I go, you guys were all just in the house.
Well, and the dad,
we didn't see Will.
when the dad is gonna slice his wrists open, he like hears something that makes him go in that room.
Yeah.
And I thought that was going to be Will.
So maybe Will was.
But is it Will?
But you do get a POV, and we never see what was going on before they all turned evil. So you're right. Will probably was hiding out in that house the whole
he's
time.
just chilling the whole time.
But he's just chilling.
He's just going like, they'll find the dagger. They'll find it. I don't need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna look for it. So anyway, dad is clearly very freaked out and whatever. They go to the house, and this is where we see the big dilapidated house, and the mom's like, what the hell did you do to this house we gave you? It's all run down.
The little brother's like, I guess you gotta take care of houses more. Dang.
Dang, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and so then the dad's all freaked out, as dads do. Well, he goes, I'm gonna mow the lawn. He's got to do all the yard work. And Joseph, and let's just say Joseph is terrible. This kid is so useless.
I do think in a better movie, he would have been not quite. There would have been a redemption, but
Yes.
they made him.
They made him
They don't try to redeem
utterly
him.
useless, and
they made
like
him...
I felt bad for him in the beginning, right? Because basically Will's
Right.
like, you never do anything, and he's an artist, he's a writer, so like he hasn't finished it, but he seemed
they
like
are.
he seemed like a good dude though.
Right.
But then when you get to the point where when they show up to the house, and they pick up the wife, Alice, and she looks in the glove compartment. She's like, "You've got a gun?" "No, that's Joseph's." It makes him feel bigger, stronger, whatever. And you think like, okay, so this guy was trying to be tough. He's got a gun. And when it comes to him needing to use it and he runs away, like he's just so worthless.
I just feel like there could have been a way to do even that scene to make him a little cowardly that wasn't
more redeemable. But no,
Yeah.
he is. I mean, when he runs away. Anyway, so they get to the house. It's run down. They go up to the attic. The mom, Joseph's got all this stuff he's been researching because he says, well, the book I am working on, I'm going to finish, is about Grandpa's work and his research, and it's all the evil Deadite stuff. And the mom is like, no, what are you doing with the stuff? Throw it away. He was not a good dude. Get rid of it right now. And he's like, Mom, no, get rid of it. And so she bags it
I
up.
have no creative ideas.
Yeah.
But I want to write.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I found this upstairs, so I guess this will do.
He's copy pasting it all into ChatGPT. I just
Yeah.
know it.
So he takes
He's not even using Claude
Ugh.
like a civilized
Yeah.
person. He's using the Chat GPT. At least he's not using Gemini.
No one uses Gemini.
That's what powers the searches now, right?
I believe
Because
so.
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's
It
pretty
is
bad.
actually bad.
But but Gemini's got to be one step above Copilot. If he was using Copilot, that thing that pops up by
Come on.
accident on your computer and you have no idea how it popped
It's
up.
this generation's Clippy.
Yeah. It's a Google Pages. What was the Google social media? Google Plus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Google Plus.
Copilot is the AI what Google Plus was trying to be to social. I was around for a week and I was like, oh, this is shutting down. Anyway, so he goes out to the shed and the dad, you don't see him, and this is the part where I was waiting for some big reveal. Like nothing's really happened to make the
Right.
dad grotesque because you see him at dinner later, but you only see him from the back. And I'm like, well, this is gonna be creepy. What's going on with the dad? But he's just like trying to start the crazy hedge trimmer
Yeah.
that's not like a weed whacker with a little string or whatever, the rope, but it's like a buzz saw at
got
the
a
end
saw
of it.
blade.
I think it's an edger.
But okay, because I was gonna say my
That's
weed whacker has
Part of my cult.
that is
Yeah.
yeah. But like my weed whacker that has the line on it
Right.
also has the edging guard on it where I would use that. But this is like an old school one where there's just a saw on the end of a stick. But
Although
he's-
I'm not sure why they would have an edger at this house because they don't seem to have any sidewalks or driveways.
I don't know what they're
So
edging with
Yeah.
it. But anyway, so you can tell the dad's all
They're
big-
edging us because
There you
it's
go.
later
It's
going to
yeah,
pop
oh,
up
yeah.
later.
Yeah, a lot of Chekhov's
Chekhov's edger,
Chekhov's
I
pen.
did.
Chekhov's.
I did love
Chekhov's Book of the Dead.
when she's like
yeah.
putting the skewers into the dishwasher.
Oh.
That was a good
Face up.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Who puts stuff in like that? Who puts your
Well,
forks in face
nobody.
up?
My son
It's
does.
a fact.
My
Put them
son
face down
my-
so you can pick them
but
out.
my son-
Otherwise, you got to pick them up by the prongs, which defeats the purpose of having cleaned them.
Well, the thing opens. The thing that you put them into, I think the theory is that if you stick them up instead of down in the little basket, they're going to get the water more directly and get cleaned. And then you open the front of it and pick them up from the middle. The whole thing opens that holds the. Anyway,
I'm skeptical.
I know I did, but it was a creepy little foreshadowing thing. But anyway, so the dad is obviously all weird and is like, "Oh, do it myself, whatever," because you're useless. And he's right. Joseph is useless. Let's not be beat around the bush there. But he's obviously freaked out and he's got the thing. He's like filling up with gasoline, spilling everywhere, and it's just a creepy moment. And he leaves the stuff out there later, and Alice will eventually find it, and that's where she reads the words and
Who's Alice?
the
Was that her
the
name?
wife, right?
Is that
Yeah,
what she has
the
on?
wife. Yeah.
Okay. I believe you.
Main character of the movie.
The main character got it.
Yeah.
Tells you everything you need to know about the quality of this movie. Which one was Alice?
I
the
don't know
literal
the
main
names of
character of the
anybody
film.
in any movie.
Well, I couldn't understand her. She's
I think
French.
Avatar sucks,
French.
and people say that you don't even know any lines from it. I'm like, I don't know any lines.
I
from
just
any movie.
rewatched all 3 Avatars this week
Why?
in 3D. So I bought
Oh, okay.
I bought all the 3D Blu-rays, and my projector does really good 3D. Like it's better than the theaters. Like you go to the theater, it's real dark and it's kind of like blurry and whatever.
Yeah,
like
sure.
my projector is this 4K, whatever, and the 3D is like crystal clear. We watched the Lego Batman movie last night, and animated stuff really lends itself.
For
And
sure.
I mean the the depth and the clarity between the three, like it's awesome. So Katie loves the Avatar movies. I think they're cool.
But did they come out before you were married? Did you know this at the time?
Yeah. We saw
something-
the new ones. Well, the first one, Ryan was born the year Avatar came out, and the second one came out, me and Katie were married, if that tells you. It took 15 years for these movies to come out. But anyway, we bought them all on 3D Blu-ray, and they look amazing on the projector. So I just watched them this week anyway. So if you have any questions,
so the
about
new
Avatar.
one came out on a 3D Blu-ray. Like I didn't know they were still doing the 3D for home releases.
I've got Fire and Ash, the one from last year, is on 3D.
Because there's like so few people have
so
3D.
Overseas, a lot of the Blu-ray, the foreign releases will have a 3D component. I think it's still more popular. For whatever reason here, the home 3D kind of fizzled out. But again, like my projectors from the last couple of years, and it looks amazing. Like I'm like bummed that I don't have more 3D movies for newer movies, because I'm like, I got to find them. It looks so cool. And you can just, I don't know.
I got it on Laserdisc.
Oh, it's Laserdisc? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But you got to flip it like 8 times.
Yeah.
Avatar?
Yeah.
2 and 3 are 2 discs, because the 3D file is so large for them. Because it's like 2 pictures at a time.
Sure, that makes sense.
It's 2 Blu-ray. You split it in the middle, and the movies are 4 hours long, so it's like a 2-hour movie. Anyway, back to this movie. So this is where we get in. So this
movie's bad when I enjoy talking about Avatar
of all
more
things.
than this movie.
Yep. So there's the creepy dinner scene. I mean, again,
I thought it was very tense. I thought that the tension in that dinner scene was done very well. I was on edge.
The whole movie, though.
A grand total of 1 scene in this movie that I liked.
Tell us when we get there. I
will.
So the dinner scene, though, but again, the dog thing, do not like it. The dog is like begging for food, and the dad is very much angry, like, get out of here, whatever. And then he starts hitting him. Get out of here, And then he just all of a sudden, and you can tell the whole time the dad.
No, I forgot the dog had begged for food. So like, I want to back off on the being
did
upset
a bad thing
when they killed it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dogs shouldn't beg for food. It's the only way they'll learn is if you kill them.
Oh, jeez. So the scene where that Matt was talking about earlier, the Alice goes downstairs to bring, like, I don't know why she was bringing dishes downstairs. Is that where they keep their
Maybe it's
dinner?
Like the good plates, and
the good plates are downstairs or whatever. But she goes downstairs to, I guess, get them for dinner, and it's got them all stacked up. And she hears something, and she's like, Will's dad, I don't know what his name is, or is that you? And she opens the door, and he's got his like big pocket knife, and he's like digging it into his arm, which also leads me to like, if he's a Deadite, if he's possessed, and their goal is to like kill these people or whatever, or was the dad like halfway between? He's like, I'm gonna stop this from.
I didn't write it, Kevin. I don't know.
But he thought he was trying to fight it.
If I'm gonna pull a Joe here,
please,
and act like it all makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
I assume that. I don't think he was trying to fight the evil guys. I think he's a bad guy.
Okay.
And I assume that bad people are more susceptible to this. I had just assumed that when the evil's like coming into you, you're getting all mixed up.
But I've never seen them harm themselves, the Deadites. And I thought he was trying to like fight it off and be like, I
don't know. That's not what I took from it. Because I think they might have been saying like, do it. Deadites just like goofing, man.
Yeah, they are goofy little goobers. Or I'm on record as saying that Deadites, if there's one evil goofy goober, it's those Deadites.
Well, also, I mean, in this movie, right? He shoots his head 3-4 times
for fun,
but then she gets her head smushed and she's done for. So I think I think the rules are very complicated.
Well, I think that leads
or non-existent.
There's no way.
I think that lends to the fact that they don't usually die no matter what happens to them, and I did think it was weird that the girlfriend ends up, her head is smashed in from that scene, and then she never gets up. In
the first,
she should have got up without a head and walked around like
in the original Evil Dead. They do say total body dismemberment,
right?
But I don't think the original Evil Dead has much bearing on these at all.
No, but it didn't seem
to. I don't think there's rules.
It didn't seem to follow its own rules for that. I did not get why, and maybe there's a cut scene, maybe there was an idea. She should have gotten up without a head and done stuff. That seems to me to follow Evil Dead rules.
I don't know. I feel like they kill Deadites all the time. Like, you can just kill them if you do enough damage, which then makes me not understand the dagger. I guess it's kind of easier to kill them with that, but...
I don't know. I don't think they're dead till this dagger, is what this movie's lore is trying to say. But anyway, so she finds the dad. She takes the pocket knife, Chekhov's pocket knife. She's like, oh, that's gonna come in handy later. And she leads him upstairs. They have the really tense dinner. The dad just starts killing the dog. The whole movie, he's like reaching for knives and stuff. So clearly getting very angry. And there's also the tense stuff, not evil related, but like the mom, or is it? The mom is basically, what are you going to do with the restaurant? Like, the son's just died. And she's like, well, you're going to keep doing the restaurant, right? And she's like, I don't really have any. It was Will's restaurant.
Do it in French. Do the accent. Do the accent.
I won't do it. Joe would do it.
Yeah.
I will not do it.
Give us at least one.
Yeah. It's hon. So anyway, there's that whole
It's like,
tension.
I promise you, when I die, Crystal will not continue real spoilers.
What?
You guys are on your own.
Oh.
Like,
Well,
why?
then I'm going to have a very tense dinner.
And she's going to get a talking to.
Twix, look out.
So anyway, there's that whole scene. The whole time it's cutting between the tension of the mom and the daughter, and her saying, well, I'm going to go back to Paris. And then the mom's like, well, who's going to run the restaurant, whatever. And then meanwhile, the dad's reaching for every sharp object he can find. And all of a sudden, he grabs a fork, kills the dog. It's a very violent, unnecessary scene. They run off. I thought that it was going to be the Joseph and what's Lynn out. What was her name?
Manuel Miranda.
Miranda, is that how you pronounce it? Okay, I was a little confused about that. I thought that it was gonna Thea. I thought it was gonna be Joseph, Thea, and Alice like getting the heck out of there. But no, it's Joseph, Thea, and the dad. The dad who's just killed the dog. They just take him like, oh, this guy's
falls and hits his head and he's bleeding.
Oh, so that's the excuse for we got to get him to a hospital.
Yeah, and he's being crazy. I mean, I guess you'd take your dad.
But geez, after you just violently murder, I for whatever reason, I'm like, get the hell out of there. But they take him. But you're right. If it's like, but that's still your dad.
That's the thing. I've been really trying to, with horror movies, watch them as it, because people always say like, I never would have read the book.
No, but as a human, like, but that's your dad, right?
Right.
And you think like, yes, he just did this terrible thing, but is there an episode going on that whatever?
Or they say like, if I found a book that was bound in this, I'd never open it up. And like, you probably would.
Probably would. You'd use a stick or something.
People say all the time, which I think is appropriate. People in horror movies don't know they're in horror movies, right? Like, we know we're at a horror movie.
Right. I agree. So you got to look at it from the human angle. So I guess I get, let's get dad to a hospital. Clearly he's having some kind of episode that made him go crazy. So they drive off with him. And then in this scene, he starts just grabbing for Joseph and Thea's trying to fight him off. And then the car runs off the road.
This is the scene I liked.
The
fight in the car, I thought was really good.
So the dad is strangling Thea and is going to kill her, and we know from earlier Chekhov's gun in the glove compartment that Joseph has it, and he grabs the gun and points at dad and is just like, stop, don't do it. And he's like about to kill her. She's about to have her life ended, and he just won't do it. And again, I get it from a human perspective, not in a movie, but like taking a shot on your dad, even if he's doing, like, I know that there's a struggle there.
Especially point blank in the face.
And he's not obviously the furthest thing from a killer, so it's not like he's a big military guy that like would understand the choice.
So this I thought was good. It establishes a little bit that he's a coward, but that like it is his dad.
But that's the thing where
now,
it's like, could you do it?
Yeah. Well, the dad does the dad breaks the moon. What do you call it? Sunroof.
But you don't shoot him point blank in the head. Then you just go to his leg, or you do something. You do something to stop him from.
But he crawls out of the sunroof, right? Like by his own accord. But so I'm saying, like, if they had done something where like the dad opens the door and pushes him out and then he's like trying to get in.
That's what I'm saying. But they made him run away, which establishes that he's a coward. It is too much. I agree, because that's where I lost. Like, I already thought, okay, you didn't help the girl. That sucks. But like, I know that it's a tough decision. But then you ran away and let your girlfriend get murdered. Like,
because you just you
there's
give him
no redemption.
You give him a chance that he doesn't take, and then he still has the regret. But we don't hate him so much.
But when he runs away and lets his girlfriend get murdered,
which the headrest thing was
a gnarly kill. That's a gnarly kill.
Her fingers.
Fingers sliding down.
When her fingers get cut off in the door, I went, "Oh, she's dead." They're not going to deal with.
A fingerless
hand the rest of this movie.
Well, she was dead.
Well, she's Deadite.
Deadite. So yeah, this movie's gruesome.
I think that's pretty easy special effects standpoint because you just wrap them in green.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
They
feel
probably
like
do in this movie because she's
Right.
a Deadite. She does have to walk
I
around
guess,
with no fingers.
I don't know what it is. It's just like a thing of like that never happened. A human character never gets a grievous wound like that and then is in the rest of the
they usually
movie.
wrap it in a towel and then they have the bandage the whole
But even
time.
like getting I know like Ash in these very series gets his
there's a
hand cut off.
guy that gets his hand
There's
cut
just-
off in these movies. His name's Ash Williams.
There's just a certain amount of like a person getting hurt that you're like, well, that's not going to be. They're not going to have that.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Either way, the dad shuts her hand on the door, fingers come off, and they do the thing where they hang there and slide off. It's a good effect. But anyway, after Joseph runs away, the dad takes the headrest off and shoves it through Thea's back of her
Mouth
head,
and neck.
outer mouth or outer through her neck. Yeah, it's just, it's a gnarly kill. Like Tom said, if you're in it for the crazy kills and the violence, this movie has.
You've got it in spades, man. You'll be very happy.
Right, but that's where it pushes a little further into the Terrifier territory where it's like, I want more of the story, and this leans a little too heavily on just kills, right? Just like, oh, what crazy kill can we do? I think there's some story, not as bad as Terrifier, but still, it's just too much of the focus is the kills. So anyway, Joseph runs back to the house. Meanwhile, the mom there's a grandma here also because Evil Dead, you gotta have creepy grandma. The scene where she's strapped to the what's the thing that goes up and down the stairs, the little lift,
Chair escalator.
Yeah. And she's like, she was trying to steal my money, and then Thea does something crazy where she's like, I told you she was. I don't know. It was kind of a funny.
This is the humor that didn't like it.
Didn't like that one.
Like when Thea's a Deadite.
Yeah.
And the grandma's like, "Did you come to bring me back my money?" And the Deadite goes,
Yeah, that's what I was
But they're
doing.
little tricks. That is what a Deadite does, though.
I don't feel like a
I
Deadite
thought
would
that was-
go, let me think about it.
But the Deadite
They
is
would just do it. I don't know.
I liked it. I liked it because I think the Deadite, they're there to kill, and they see like,
You know what, Tom? Do you feel like if the tone of the, because I almost feel like if it was just mean and they didn't do any of the comedy stuff,
Yeah.
I would have liked it better. Like when they're doing the thing like, you go, no, you go. That makes me feel like, oh, you don't view the mean stuff the same way I do.
Yeah.
Like I think the mean stuff is bad, and that's what's maybe enjoyable to watch about it. But the filmmakers, it starts to make it feel like they think it's all fun.
Yeah.
And that's like
I don't
a
know
gross
because
feeling to me.
It's hard for me to answer that question because I found the funny stuff so unfunny.
For sure. Yes.
I literally didn't realize it was supposed to
Yeah.
be funny until you started referring to it as the
okay.
funny stuff.
All right.
these
I was
movies,
just like, this is dumb.
Evil Dead movies have a lot of dark humor around the crazy stuff
I
that's
will
happening.
say too that, well, like in Evil Dead 2, right? It's like this, the whole thing's, even the violence.
Evil
is
Dead 2 is
cartoony.
the black comedy. Like that is what defines. You look up black
Yeah.
comedy
See, I
in
would
the
not-
dictionary.
that's
It's
I would not say it's a black comedy,
really.
because I think black comedy is using the actual like.
It's like Friday or House Party.
I've always thought of Evil Dead 2 being the one that
happiness.
because Evil Dead has the horror, so it's very dark, very violent, but also, you're laughing at it. But you're like, this guy just cut his hand off and
like
made a chainsaw.
A lot of like Fargo, I think is a black. That's what I think of like black comedy.
Like
where
dark
it's
humor. Yeah, like it's
comedy around horrible things. Whereas I think of like.
Okay, but the opposite way though, it's a dark movie that has comedy in it.
Yeah, I feel like they're brightening the horror element. Whatever, I'm
Anyway.
getting too in the weeds. But
yeah,
yes, I feel like the comedy in this
doesn't quite work
comes in a
as
way
much.
that's almost. It is like going to your friend's funeral and being like, "Oh, what a loser!" Right? And everyone's like, "Jesus, dude, not
like
now."
the tone of it. It doesn't
you
fit.
mean like Bill Murray did at Belushi's funeral?
Yeah, I guess so.
But you're right. I agree. The humor, because of the tone, is so dark and so mean at times. The comedy doesn't lighten it the way that they're trying to. Because it's good to have a break from all the dark, crazy stuff that's happening. But it doesn't fit
there
in
are
this.
movies. I mean, I think Sam Raimi does do that very
Yeah.
well in like.
Send Help.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's the Drag Me to Hell?
Yeah.
I think.
I definitely was feeling some Drag Me to Hell vibes throughout this movie, even though I know Sammy didn't direct this one, but
Right.
producing it is the Evil Dead guy, and then you're making an Evil Dead movie. I feel like there was some of that going on. Anyway, so she's a Deadite now. Thea's a Deadite.
Oh, yeah.
We cut back to the house. Grandma's there. Mom's there yelling at Alice because they hate each other. And Thea walks in and starts doing her Deadite stuff, trying to be all creepy and kill
And we're
him.
just off to the races
She
now.
kicks her down the stairs. You got to have a Deadite in the basement.
Yeah.
That's an Evil Dead rule. I mean, you just got to do
We
it.
don't get any more, and this is pretty early in the movie, I'd say. You don't get any more like, what's wrong with her? We got to cure her.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And
So I will say the imagery of the dad outside and it's starting to snow and it's dark and it's lit by the moonlight. Like, I think the imagery was pretty cool.
I think the dad is scary.
Yes. And when the dog, again, I don't like the way that they turned the dog. He should have just had the blood drip on his food he fed him. And then, you know what I mean? It's gross, but like the dog eats it, becomes a Deadite. Because the imagery, which is what I think the guy's trying to get to, is how do you get this evil Deadite dog, is cool. The dad's lit by the moonlight. It's snowing. The dog walks up by his side and now he's his attack Deadite dog. Like, it's a cool image, but I just felt so grossed out about how they got there. I couldn't fully embrace it, right? I couldn't be like, oh, this is badass, because I'm like, God, he just killed the dog so violently. I hate it. But anyway, it's a very cool looking movie. I do think this. I think this director. I don't know that he's ever done anything else. Nothing that I know.
haven't even looked. Yeah, I don't know.
Sebastian Vanek. I don't know, but I mean, I think he has a good eye for this stuff. It's a good looking movie, and the CG. I mean, because there's a lot of CG. There's practical stuff, but there is a lot of CG. But I thought it blended well. It was good looking effects and everything. But yeah, you're off to the races. It's the typical Deadite stuff, right? You got the Here's Johnny with the Deadite in the basement, convincing the grandma to let her in, which is just sort of
she can break a little hole.
I know. That's what I'm saying. She's strong enough to break a hole in the thing, but like the lock on the door is keeping her. Like, just bust the door down. It's dumb, but whatever. It's Evil Dead too. I mean, the humor's.
There is a new thing of vampire rules.
The dad can't come in unless you make out with him. That was a gross scene. Like, that was effective. Yes, it was, because I mean, what happens later is like the mom's upstairs with the grandma putting her to bed, and everybody's all freaked out, and you all of a sudden hear the banging on the window, and you open it up, and it's creepy dad, who we didn't mention before. As he was outside with his Deadite dog, he took the gun that Joseph had, shot himself in the back of the head in slow motion, like blew his brains out, and then did it again from the other side, but he's just like laughing and creepy. It's very creepy.
I also I was worried, because I thought that the dad is a creepy guy.
Yeah.
And I was really worried that when he's shooting himself, he's gonna I thought he was gonna ruin his face, right? And then the rest of the movie, he'd be like a more of a monster. And I'm glad they didn't do that.
He might be the VIP. I mean, the actor, like the dad playing creepy guy villain and laughing and throughout the whole thing with his face blown off. Like, he's good. Like, I think he's the most effective Deadite in the movie as far as creepiness factor. And Thea's good too as the Deadite. I do think she's good. So anyway, the dad knocks on the window and the mom opens it, and they just start making out. And mind you, the dad has now blown holes all over his head, so there's just blood going out of his mouth.
You
and
can
face.
see like his teeth through his cheek
as they're making out, and then like dripping down the wife's. And she's like, "You've never kissed me like that." That was a weird humor moment, the way it cut.
I liked that. Okay, I don't know. She's losing her mind.
Yeah, I know, but it was
saying
just,
you haven't kissed me like that in years.
That didn't land for me.
Wow.
I didn't land for me. I didn't like
that
it.
one. I was okay.
You were okay with that one?
I thought that was dark. That was like in this moment, this mom's losing her mind and still like trying to hold on to.
Now, what triggered it? So the grandma she puts her to bed, and then she wakes up and the ghost covers, and then the grandma has dementia, and this whole movie she's been like, Daddy always checks under my bed for stuff. Like, she has no idea.
Keeps calling her the wrong.
Now, I'll tell you, I am so scared of dementia. I cannot find it funny. Every time the grandma is like doing a dementia thing, and people are like, "That's silly. She's wrong."
Right,
I'm like,
so
"Oh my
real
god,
I
hate
I
it.
know.
I
It's
hate
not
it."
funny. Right? It's just too
And
real.
I'm not even saying that on a like. So if you think that's funny, you're a bad person.
You just can't get into it.
Like her going like, "She's stealing my money," and everyone in the theater was like laughing. And I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna happen to me.
That is terrifying. So, but anyway, she like has this moment with the grandma, her mom, and she calls her the right name this time. She's like, "I've missed you so much," and I guess that's the moment that the grandma kind of like.
I don't think the mom gets possessed until after the big take
see,
fight.
and that's an interesting thing then, because she's doing some evil stuff,
Right.
but you're saying she's not possessed.
I don't think
she's a bad human,
and she's affected by the evil. But they seem to be using her as an alive person to get the dagger, and I don't know.
But I think it shows you how bad she is, because the whole movie, the way she's mistreating Alice and being so mean to her, and then the fact that she's going to go through with the Deadite plans as a human, like that's she's bad.
Right.
Because at this point, a little bit after this, the hedge trimmer, whatever, the edger comes into play, and the grandma has Alice's head down at the blade, and then the mom, who's been all freaked out with all this going on or whatever, and she's like, come on dear, press the button and kill her, and then Alice's head's right on it, and the mom is like, I'm sorry Alice, and goes to do it. And again, like, so if she's just a human doing that because her mom, who she has not talked to in a while.
Right. But I
That's
also
bad.
they get into what are the motivations of the dead? Why do they want to kill Alice in that moment? Because they need the dagger.
But I guess Alice has nothing to do with that.
I guess. And
all
also
they have to do is possess Joseph.
I don't know, because I don't know how much.
Joseph knows where the dagger is. He's the only one who truly knows where the weapon is. And I just thought, why don't they just possess Joseph and then have his memories and go find him?
But they just keep bopping him around and asking him.
Yeah, I don't really get that part.
Kiss him and possess him. Or
Tell me the rules, Tom. I know you're in tune with the. So it's Havoc. The whole movie. I mean, we're not going to explain every kill, every violence.
I thought the one take
was good.
Shot. Alice crawling and everything going crazy.
That was really cool.
That was neat.
That's why I said I think visually.
Except it was. I don't know. It just looked so much like these are obviously all stunt people, not the actual actors.
Okay.
But it was people. So the family at this point, there's.
And maybe I'm wrong, but as soon as it cut to that scene, I'm like, it's a good looking moment, but it was also like, you never see anyone's face, and so I'm just like,
that will be funny. What is it going to be like 3 years from now when we go like, it's so cool that they use people in this movie.
Oh, yeah, awesome. But so at this point, it's like Thea's a Deadite, the dad's in there is a Deadite, the grandma's a Deadite, and Alice is like crawling away trying to avoid it, and there's like. The dad is fighting with Joseph and throwing him off things and banging, and it follows her. It's like a tracking shot on her, one take with everything going around. It was really cool. This director, I think, I was telling Matt while you were gone, like, I think he's got a really good eye for the horror stuff. I think it's a good looking movie, and I think the gore's effective. If that's your thing, like, I think it's handled very well in this movie. That shot was cool. I mean, you can tell he's doing a lot of, this is going to sound crazy. I don't mean to. Citizen Kane. There are some amazing shots. I know. But
I just got whiplash.
But when I say like, but Citizen Kane is one of the greatest movies of all time, and people say that, and then people want to hate on it. It's like, no, truly, Citizen Kane is one of the greatest movies of all time. But when you look at that movie from like a film student perspective, and you see the camera work and everything that Orson Welles is pulling off, like there are some amazing shots.
There's so much of the language of modern cinema that they invented
Yeah.
for that film. There's not a movie before that
Yes.
that looks like
So
that.
you watch, and so clearly this guy is not just like, oh, I just love gore or whatever. Like he has an eye for. He's doing some shots in this movie from the very opening scene.
Oh, what about in the shower and she's wrapping the thing around her head, and then it turns and she's hanging down.
Yeah, that was it.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot.
It was cool, Tom. Just admit that part was cool.
So there's a lot of shots in this movie
he loves it.
where clearly the
That's
director.
going to be in the poster. It was cool. Tom O'Keefe, real spoilers.
But I
Son of
think
a bitch.
not that all directors aren't, but you know what I mean? I would call him like a student of cinema. Like he clearly loves
It's
the
not
technical.
a lazy movie.
Exactly. This guy is doing a lot of shots that I thought were really impressive. It's a good looking movie, and they do a lot of those tricky shots where, again, watch Citizen Kane and see all the shots they invented you'd never seen. And I thought like even in Psycho, let's say, going back to a horror movie, like the stairwell shot where Arbogast is like, coming up the second floor, then falls down at like, the way that it's filmed is just really cool looking. This movie has a lot of those shots where you're like, oh, that's cool.
There were a couple jump scares too that got
Which ones? My theater wasn't very loud, and I know sound a lot of times plays into that.
When the dad comes in the window,
Mhm.
and
the
then
sloppy makeout sounds.
and they have the sloppy makeout, and I'm just hard as a rock.
Yeah.
And then they're looking out the window and they see he's not out there, and then the dog jumps up in the window, and I was going, oh well, he's not out there. And I'd sort of forgotten about the dog. So the dog jumping up really it got me in a way that was kind of clever.
Yeah,
It made me forget that anything was out there. Whereas like in a bad movie, it's like, well, I know the guy's out there and he's going to pop in the window.
I do love it when they head fake you with jump scares, right? Like, because we've seen every jump scare. Like at this point, you set it up with the window here, this there. You're like, you're ready for it. You're bracing.
Right.
And when they trick you and do it a different way, it's the best. Right?
There was another one where someone fell. might have been the mom. I can't remember, but someone like fell into frame in a way that I didn't think that there was anyone. And then you go, oh, right. And I was scared.
Yeah. So a lot of creepy stuff, right? So like Joseph, he's fallen on the pokers, the skewers from earlier, and Thea's like dripping blood in his mouth, and it's all creepy. You've got I don't know, she's swinging around that hedge trimmer thing. A lot of violent, crazy kills going on. But point is, she runs upstairs to go get the knife, the blade, the dagger to stop these things. There's like a bathroom.
And why? So she's hiding in a closet. The dad puts Joseph's head through the door, and then Joseph says, "Find the dagger before they do."
Right.
Why didn't he go, "It's in the attic"? Like, what made her even want to look in the...
I don't know. I did think that was weird, but also he doesn't want to give away where it is, but he gave her no clue.
Right.
So it's kind of, that was a little weird. But anyway, she gets into a fight with the mom, with Will's mom after she tried to kill her with the blade thing. But anyway, ties her up, and then she gets all evil. At this point, she is a Deadite. Yes. Whatever happens in the bathroom, she has now become a Deadite, like full Deadite.
Right.
Remember, because her eyes are all weird and stuff. There's a big fight in the bathroom. She like hits her with a toilet seat and all this stuff. She gets away. She's using the blade to dig through the ceiling to get into the attic. She's very strong. I don't know if you guys know how much like upper body strength it takes to pull yourself up through the ceiling. I just thought that was impressive.
For sure.
with a hedge trimmer thing. Anyway, she gets up to the attic. She finds the bundle of daggers, which I thought wasn't hidden very well, right? Because like.
And was that a bag he was looking at earlier in the movie? You see a little POV of Joseph like looking at the bag.
I think so, but like
I don't know.
Everyone was having such a hard time finding them, but they weren't at this point hidden. She just finds them right up in the attic, as far as I remember. Anyway, she's going through them, and I did think this was kind of funny. So Joseph now, it's Joseph, right?
Yes, he's possessed.
Joseph's possessed, and she's got the bag of knives, and she's trying them all out one by one.
I like
That's
that.
a funny
Little,
gag. That's.
What's the?
That's not it. He's like, nope.
Magic cup, Jesus's cup.
Oh, and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing during that scene.
But that was a good gag. She's stabbing him. That's not it. Nope, it's not here. And then she does eventually stab him with the right one, and you can tell he's like, oh, it just shuts him up real quick. I'm dead. Falls through. Then someone jumps out at her. She runs out onto the roof.
That's a very movie thing to me, where you see someone go out on a roof, and you're like, yeah, they're trying to get away. But I feel like in real life, you would just go, well, I'm not going on the roof. I'll fall off the roof. I'll try to do something
if you feel
else.
Cornered, like not to really make it dark, but like on 9/11, look how many people jumped out those windows.
She has the dagger.
Yeah.
I think I just kind of try
but
to poke
that's
them.
fair. Yeah.
That's true, but also if you're not a fighter, she's just a normal person, and there's like 4 of them
with
running
that
around.
upper body strength.
But yeah, you did see her pull herself up through the attic. I'll just say, and the reason I thought this specifically was like 10 years ago when I moved into my house, there was the like little crawl space, the little attic, door that you pop up and you can go up there. And 10 years ago, I jumped up there. I had like a ladder that got me not all the way up. I took my arms and I went and I lifted myself up. Tried to do that last year. It was a lot different, and I go, oh, I used to be able to do that. And then 10 years later, and I'm like, that's very hard to do. I was in a lot better shape 10 years ago and 10 years younger. Anyway, she runs onto the roof.
It's only going to get worse, buddy.
But I just was like, I know how hard that was. And anyway, she jumps onto the roof. Knife falls off. She drops it. I believe.
Sticks into the stairs. Yeah,
she has a fight. They're like chasing her on the roof. This is a 2-story, I guess 3 stories with the attic, like. It's high up. She's high up. She can't just hop right on down. Whatever. I don't remember how she does get down though.
The chimney.
Oh, that's a pretty cool. Okay, the like Santa Claus blood coming down.
The mom
chimney.
comes down after, and she just puts the trimmer.
You're in that very cramped places. It can be kind of creepy and scary in these movies. She's going down, and the perspective again, the camera works really good, and you see the mom up above her. She ends up I think using the blade, and then chops the mom's head off, and it comes rolling down, a bunch of blood, and the head comes down the chimney. And she gets out, runs out of the house, I think grabs the knife, and then this is where Will
and if the movie ended here,
she set the house on fire.
Right, sets the house on fire. I would have been like,
okay,
cool. That would have been fine. If they just would have had a text thing that said, "And Will died too."
But this is where I think this is where they lost me, because at this point, the house is on fire. I think there is an interaction with the dad or one of the, whatever. And she's like, basically, "Fuck you and your family," lights the house on fire, walks out the house. And here is where like T-1000 Will comes out of the house. Mummy, like new mummy looking Will, and it's just so bad. And the
like
whole
Vecna kind of
that's what it is. It's the Vecna Stranger Things, exactly. And
I feel like a lot of horror movie people think like, oh, if you can see through a guy, that's scary.
And I get that Will was all burned up in the car crash, so like if you just showed Will. But I almost was like, I just wish they showed Will looking creepy. It's magic. It's evil magic.
Just makeup, I think, would have been better, But like, I get what he's trying to say is like, this dude was burnt up, and I guess he didn't want people to go, well, how did he still look like a person after all that? But like, the result was so bad. I would have rather seen creepy Will in full form. Just you're worried about the rules now.
I know. It was bad though. It took me out of it. The whole movie looked so good, right? The practical effects, the CG, everything looked so good, and then you get this crappy design. I'm sorry, with this CG monster walking around, which there's no weight to it. It just takes you out of it. It's a
and he's very much not acting like a Deadite, which I've seen people say none of the Deadites act like Deadites in this movie.
He's Vecna. I haven't even finished Stranger Things. It's exactly what. That's a perfect way to describe it. And like I get what they're trying to do. So remember, this whole movie, Alice is dealing with the trauma.
It's about trauma.
It is about trauma. But the whole movie, she's trying to overcome, and she's with this family of the guy that abused her. And so obviously, and they hate her. I mean, she's dealing with all this stuff, and she's getting through it. She's getting out of the house, and she finally has to face her abuser. And, so I get depth-wise, like her interacting with Will, there's a poignant moment here. But I can't stop looking at this terrible CG design, and right, and like after all she's been through, I want to be with the character.
At this point, I was I couldn't stop looking at my watch.
Yeah. So anyway, the whole thing. So now Will's chasing her, and they go to a quarry, construction site. I've never seen an Evil Dead movie go to a construction site. I will say there's something about the big machinery they can play around with. I'm like, okay, well that's a cool idea, but she's getting chased by this bad monster,
and you have a magic dagger,
right? Just stab him,
swing it around.
Yeah, there's one of them now. I think at the house there were a few. That's a lot to deal with. But then I guess there also is the fact that it's like that's Will, right? I think in the movie what they're trying to do is she's been abused by this man, right? She's scared of him, and she's under. Yeah. So I like what they were trying to do, just not the visuals of it. But she goes to the construction site. She activates the cement mixer, which I guess is pretty quick to turn on and start spewing cement,
boiling oil or something.
I'm pretty sure that's a union violation.
Should be mad,
pissed. Absolutely.
Yeah,
just can't leave that running all night.
Deadites are scary, but you ever mess with a shop steward? No, my friend, no.
So she falls down in the pit, and Will comes in after her. Where's the dagger? And it's like, gee, I think she just dropped it right over there. You should probably go track it down. Just go get it. But anyway, they have their big showdown, and
then she tricks him with the pocket knife.
Yeah.
Can't they sense it? They can sense it from a billion miles away, but they can't tell that's not the real one.
I have no idea. But what does she do? She traps him. Oh, that's the thing. So Will is this like ultimate powerful all evil being or whatever, but then she stabs him a bunch, right? And then he drowns in the cement for the moment.
She does eventually stab him with the magic knife.
No, I remember this. I didn't think she had the magic knife at this point.
I think because
I specifically remember going like, that would have made sense. She just stabs him a bunch, and I'm like, but that's not the knife, and they don't.
The blood comes out right, but then doesn't he pop back up?
He does,
and
right?
Then she gets
but I just don't get how like it seemed to affect him so much. I'm like, you can't kill these things that easily. But she climbs out of the thing, which I guess we know her.
Kill him with a dishwasher.
Yeah.
So I think you can kill him pretty easy.
I guess Will seemed like the final boss, so it just seemed weird that he. Maybe I'm making that up, but to me it seemed like he would be the ultimate Deadite. And then, anyway, she traps him down there. She pulls herself up with her impressive upper body strength. I will not argue with that because I know, But then she finds the knife, and Will pops out of the thing. Yeah. He's not dead. Surprise. And then he looks like Will, like the evil. She stabs him, right? And then does he just?
It's like a vision though, because he goes back.
And then and this is the moment where she overcomes her trauma, gets past everything, and she's just like, I want a divorce.
Yeah.
Or whatever, the final line. And then that's it, right? For
the main.
They do the thing I hate in action / mostly horror movies where the police come. You have a woman that's all bloody with a weapon, right? And they just walk up. Well, not like that, but like she would at least be questioned. I would say handcuffs, also, whatever.
Racially ambiguous. So,
but they have no idea what happened. We watched the movie. Right. They did not, right?
Right.
She's chilling on the back of an ambulance with a cup of coffee with, like there's a bunch of murdered people, but yet she's just like hanging out.
I guess they don't know yet. They're at the construction site. They still got to go over to the house that's on fire. They haven't found any bodies yet.
I don't know. They just do that thing where when you have a person that's all bloody with a weapon clinging onto, like clearly she's been through some stuff, but I don't know. It just seemed way too chill, and it was just EMTs. Like, where's the police officers?
Response times are not great.
I don't know. It's a movie scene. What I'm saying is it's the average movie scene where it's like the person you've just watched and know is the hero is hanging out with a cup of hot cocoa with a blanket over them. And...
It is funny that only one of the EMTs goes, "Who did this to you?" That's the only question. Like they're not asking a million
and she
questions.
says, "My ex-husband."
Yeah. Not that there's no line in the world that would have made me not roll my eyes. But...
Anyway, and she's like, "Can I have a smoke?" We're not supposed to look at me like I need a smoke. Okay.
Now, and this is a pro smoking movie. Like for sure.
I just think today not many people smoke, and then especially in EMT.
Well, they're turning it around. Smoking's coming back.
Smoking is coming back.
That is true.
Yeah. Because the kids are like, well, vaping's really bad, so smoking's the better option.
And hey, not to be part of the problem here, but vaping is lame and smoking does look cool.
I mean,
and I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Vaping looks so stupid.
Okay, I think an interesting thing that has happened, right? Like smoking, you can't deny it looks awesome. And vaping went through like different, that used to be the big batteries. With your little
handheld cartridge.
But now it's the cartridge and everyone hides it. Like they cup it and they're like, "Oh, I'm not vaping."
Looks like you have a recorder.
Yeah, it looks like they're recording their sucks or something. I don't know.
It looks like you're such an alcoholic, you have to have a breathalyzer just to move through the world.
Yeah. You know what I would have liked, and I would have thought was funny in a good way, is if that EMT went, "What happened?" And she goes, "Okay, so my husband got hit by a car," and then it's like pulling back as she tells the whole thing.
And we have to watch the movie all over again. That would be the true horror. That's the scariest thing I've encountered this whole film.
I would have been laughing if it's like it's fading out and she's going, and he killed the dog, but the dog does come back, but like I don't think it's
no. Okay, I know what it is. Okay, the police thing, whatever. It's a movie. I know that's irritating. Where I'm like, why is it just EMTs? Where's the police officers getting all the statements, like making sure everything's okay? Here's the thing: this woman has just been stabbed, and I think her foot was cut off or something. She got a hole in it or whatever. And she's hanging out with a hot cocoa with a blanket over on the end of the thing. She would be rushed to the hospital. Yeah. You don't just sit around but it's the movie thing.
She's not Mitch McConnell.
I talked to him this morning.
For how long?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay.
But the movie thing after a traumatic, violent, bloody affair is always you have to have the wrap up on the back of an ambulance with the blanket over you. She just had rebar shoved through her foot, and then the whole movie, all the crap and blood all over her, and they're just like patching her up at the ambulance.
Yeah, and they said, "Do you want to ride to hospital?" And she went, "Oh, no, I can't afford it."
Yeah,
I don't.
Maybe that is the most realistic thing in the movie.
No, she wouldn't know any better because she's from France.
Oh, she thinks
she's just like, this is free.
Sure. Yeah,
this is free.
But that's right? Like the amount of injuries this woman had, they would rush her to the hospital.
Well, she's going to die. She's got internal bleeding, getting tossed around.
I don't know. I just think that's so silly when you have to have the final talk on the back of the ambulance when she's been through that much.
How about that for a little just text on screen. It fades out,
And
and
she
then it
died.
says Alice died from her injuries 2 days later.
Alice went back to her home planet.
Yeah. Alice died from her COVID vaccine.
So now that's the end of the movie, right? She's okay, whatever, she's overcome.
Okay, well, let's go around the table and.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa!
So there's 2 post credits. There's a mid credits and a post credits. So the mid credits scene is we're back at the funeral home, the famous funeral home
That's
where all the
the
construction.
post-credit scene.
Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry. There's a mid credits scene and a post credits scene. The mid credits is
The grandmother.
The grandmother.
Crawling.
So it's funny that our friend Rachel, who was at the movie with us, she's like, "Where's the grandma? Whatever that she's still out there," and I had forgotten. And then all of a sudden we go to the scene, and the grandma's crawling down the road. I'm like, "Holy crap, she is!" And a woman pulls over in the car to check on her. "Oh my God, what happened to you?" And she's like, "Oh, thank goodness, honey, you're here. My legs, I don't have my legs, but yours will do fine." And so she slices at her legs, which I'm like, the grandma can't take her legs off and walk with them.
That's just Deadite being crazy.
New rule.
Okay.
They
Got
can
a
take
new rule.
limbs. They can take. Well, actually, in the end of Rise, they all come together in one big.
Oh, I forgot they all melded into one.
thing.
Yeah.
And that thing, I believe, gets put into a big like hedge trimmer situation and turned into pulp.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So explain to me the post-credit scene.
Yeah, okay. So then in the post-credits scene, after that little goofy gab there, they're back at the funeral home, the famous funeral home from earlier in the movie.
From Evil Dead Burn?
From Evil Dead
Cool.
Burn. Remember with the construction and all that?
Yeah.
They're back there. And
Did
so
they ever wrap up that construction? How's that going?
I wish they still had the noises going on. That would have been so funny to hear the clanking, the jackhammer and all that. So it's the funeral director, the
She
one.
stabs him with a jackhammer. That's what she stabs him with.
That's what it was, where I'm just like, but that's not the knife. You can't kill him that way. But he comes back. So it's the funeral director and her daughter's there. It's like, bring your daughter to work day at the funeral home, right?
Sure.
And the daughter's looking at all the urns. I was waiting.
This has got to be just like a little bit after a man was
Yeah.
brutally murdered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Close
Remember
it down?
because she's mad. She's like, I got to go deal with the interviews for the new cremator position. So clearly, yeah, the guy's just been murdered in the other room the day before.
Well,
But her daughter's at work with her.
gotta
Okay.
get help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anyway, the daughter's looking at the urns, and I was like, do these names mean anything? I was waiting for the urns.
I could never.
It was just a couple generic names. She's reading, and the funeral director, mom, says, "Oh, those are the people's ashes where the families didn't come and get them. We keep them around for a few days in case they do come around and want their remains." So the little daughter, I've got to go interview someone for the new position, because remember earlier what happened to the guy?
In the famous Evil Dead Burn.
So she walks away, and then the daughter's looking in the mirror. There's like a full-size mirror there, and then she's looking at her reflection. All of a sudden, her reflection turns into dun dun dun, the mom from Evil Dead Rise.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
because you can't kill her off. She was such a good character in that movie. Got to bring her back.
Didn't kill her. I have to ground her up in a paste.
Can't do it because she's great. So anyway, the daughter sees the mom in the reflection, and like she's moving, and the mom's mirroring her movements. Whatever. It's just creepy, weird scene, and we know
Like Harpo and Groucho.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the mom pops up behind her, and you think like, well, I mean, they're surely not going to kill a child. But then you remember what happened earlier to that dog,
Right.
and the mom brutally kills the daughter, and she goes, "Mommy's back," and then it ends.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I didn't stick around for that. I didn't stick around for either of the post-credit scenes.
Yeah, I will say though, but Evil Dead Rise is so much fun, and I do think she was a great character.
Yeah.
That bringing her back into the fold, I think that's a good decision.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So does that mean she's in the next one?
I would have to think
I don't
that.
think so. I think Wrath is a prequel.
No kidding.
I think so.
Prequel to the originals, or
I think it's like set in the 70s, so I don't know what that means exactly. But that's what
Yeah.
I've heard. Maybe that's
Okay.
Maybe I'm buying into some dumb Facebook stuff that's not real.
this movie isn't as fun as Rise. I think Rise is the best. I mean, the reboot's good too, but I think Rise is a lot of fun. This one is not fun, quote unquote. It's dark.
Yeah.
It's mean-spirited at times, which I think that's its biggest downfall. But good kills, good-looking movie. Feels like a Resident Evil movie. Like if the Zach Kreger Resident Evil wasn't happening,
Right.
and this was them going, "Oh, this is Biohazard, whatever the movie," I think it's effective. I think it's more like that than a Evil Dead, but that was pretty
It
good.
was making me squirm. It was making
Yeah.
me scared. I liked it fine.
Yeah, Tom did not like it. Yeah, but you don't like Evil Dead movies, so I think with this not feeling really like any of the other Evil Dead movies, and then you already not even liking what Evil Dead is. Like,
You should have liked it.
No, but I feel like in this case, it's just like there was literally nothing for you to even.
No, there was, and like I said, I mean, I would never watch Evil Dead Rise again, but in the moment, I was like, oh, this is fun. Like,
yeah. So it was a fun one, exactly. And I think that's the biggest complaint is coming off of Rise and how much fun it was. You go to this dark, mean movie and you don't even have the fun of it, where you're just like, well, what am I doing here? And I get that complaint. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I guess there's that. Let's go around the table and everyone can say where to find them.
I'm going to be on Real Spoilers in, I believe it's 2027 for Evil Dead Wrath.
Nice.
So be looking for that. And
do they have? Is it the same director? Or is it like a totally different team?
It's got to be different, right? Because they're already making that one, and this one.
Yeah.
They started making it in February.
Yeah.
Oh, I figure this one's been wrapped probably since before that. I didn't know if he was rolling into it or what, but I don't know.
I don't think so.
We'll see you there. Maybe Joe will show up that time.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
We do a podcast too. Actually, me and Joe do a podcast called Real Spoilers Patreon. Right now we're doing a series on all the SNL movies. So it's been kind of fun. We've had a lot of great guests. Tom O'Keefe from Real Spoilers has been on there. And we hey, stay tuned. We might be getting him back. So
yeah. And we'll see what's next too. That's the big question mark.
Oh, Joe's figuring that out.
He's got that
without
me.
So
I think they're gonna cover Evil Dead Burn.
There you go.
It sounds like what he wants to do is the movie that you just covered on Real Spoilers again.
Oh yeah, Obsession, right?
I don't really understand, but like, okay,
it was Obsession, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Kevin. Follow me on Twitter at KevinRBrackett.
And this is Tom. You can find me on Blue Sky and Threads at Tom O'Keefe Jr. or Facebook at facebook.com/Tom O'Keefe. You can find the show online, facebook.com/Real Spoilers. While you're there, like the page, join the group, and of course, don't forget our aforementioned Patreon. So that's it for this one. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, Smit and his dogs all die.
Get ready for a spoiler. Won't say it twice, 'cause we already